Hi, welcome to the Joining Crafts podcast. My name is Raina. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry under SF Chick. How are you all doing? Today is Monday, August 8th, 2016. It's been a while. This is episode 27, if I didn't say that before. But I took, since I last podcasted, I went to go see my mother in California, and that was a very nice trip. And I got lots done there. I took my knitting with me, and unfortunately, I had to put my cat, Little Boy, to sleep. On God, I'm gonna cry now. On July 7th, he wasn't. He was still walking, trying to walk, and the the tumor on his leg had grown, and he was unable to walk, and he wasn't being really active with his sister. So the evening of July 7th, we put him down, and it's very hard because he was my baby. 16 years, he was my baby before I had my baby. So now it's just me and little girl, and we're doing okay. And then I was here for a week, and then I flew to see my mother. So um, we she was very traumatized, but she recovered, and she's happy now that I'm home. So, other than that sad news, why don't we get into the happy news about my knitting and my trip to California that I'll talk throughout. So I finished 3 pairs of socks. I know, can you believe it? So the first pair is my freaking socks that I completed for the Uncow with Twinset Ellen and Twinset Jan. I don't have my sock walkers with me, they're in the other room. So here they are. I think they turned out really cool. I can't wait to wear them. I think it's cool how I started with the Irreversible from Lisa of 90% Knitting, and then I ended with the toe from her other sock for the reversible one. But those are done. I finished those a couple days before I went on vacation. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do the gusset. I'm gonna save the gusset and the foot and the decreases for when I'm on the plane. Well, you see how that turned out because I finished them on July 17th. If you hear meowing, that's her. She's interlacing my legs right now. So the second pair of socks that I finished were from my Fabrista Club. Hi, little one. She's staring at me. She likes it when she's always around when I'm talking to the computer or on the phone. So these are my Hedgehog Fiber Fool's Gold socks. And again, I said that I was going to save these for the plane, but I finished one sock, and then I was like, and then I was like, got to the gusset and was like, I'm going to save this for the plane because I took the red eye back home. So whenever I say that, I never follow through. It's like it needs to get done. So the third socks I casted these on after we put little boy to sleep. These are Madeline Tosh sock, in I know the colorway was exclusive to Imagine It in San Francisco. So here they are. And when I was on the plane, I did the heel flaps, and I didn't pick up my gusset because I dropped a stitch and I wasn't in the mood to figure out where I dropped the stitch. So I finished these when I was at my mother's, and yeah, I'm really happy with them. And then I was like, I don't feel like working on my hedgehog sock. So after I finished the Tosh socks, I went back to my hedgehog sock, my second hedgehog sock, and finished that. And let's see. Oh, I finished another hat for the craft show. This is the crystal hat. It's out of Vanna's Choice in the colonial blue colorway. I I I tend to make 4 of these hats in different colors. So my brother-in-law has a stock at the craft show in the fall. The craft show, it starts in November. We I am usually there helping out, and it's something that I've done for past 6 years. We'll be married 6 years in November. So yeah, 6 years. Well, 5, because we weren't here in 2009 until after Christmas. So the past 5 years I've done it, and yeah, it's a lot of work. You know, people, you walk into the bed and breakfast and it doesn't look like a bed and breakfast then, because there's crafts everywhere from floor to ceiling. Usually the knitted crafts are on the second floor, but everybody, you can buy anything there. It's like anything and everything, and every time that you walk through you see something different. You're like, ooh, I didn't see that before. So the next so I will talk more about that in the future as it gets closer. But the next, let's get to what I'm working on. Hi, little girl. So the next part I'm working on is the crystal hat, the blue hat, but this is in olive green. This is also out of Vanna's Choice in this colorway. I like it. I like the deep orange green. I like going to the yards. I like going to different yarn departments and just looking at the colors, and you know, I see a color and then I see the project sometimes, and if that happens to me, then I buy it. So I'm only like not even a fourth way done with it, maybe like a fifth. So the next project that I'm working on is my diving in shawl recipe by Mamzelle Flo that I was working on the last time. I took this with me to California because I'm like, I need something to work on other than socks. And I really wasn't in like a hat mode to work on. So this is my shawl so far. So far, you can see I love it. I just love it. I can't wait to get it done. to finish it, and I'm working on 2 of these actually. So this one is mine. It's in my Chicken Boots double bag from Stitches West. When I went in, I want to say 2013 or 14 that I went. I forget the year that I went with Natalie. I'm trying to think. My mom, I think it was 2013. And then, so the next diving in shawl is for my grandmother-in-law. This is Knit Picks Hawthorne. I didn't realize how twisted this was. In the aquatic speckle colorway. And I wanted to say, oh, it looked like I dropped the stitch. But this is hers. And it's going to turn out so pretty. Graham has light colored hair and real light blue eyes. So I think it will look very stunning on her. You know, I just randomly pick colors. When this Knit Picks thing, I was just like, let me just like pick some random colors and see how they turn out. So, see when they come, if they hit me. So this is one of the colors that hit me. It was like, oh, that's for Graham. And the next one that I'm working on is socks for my best friend. Again, I wanted to buy, and this is out of the same Knit Picks order that came in Graham's, order. So these are, I'm going to drop a stitch here. Sorry. These are the Tootsie Roll socks. I forget who they are. I forget the person's name that came up with the pattern. I found it on, it's a free pattern on Ravelry. But this is what it looks like so far. It's like, looks more blue on the screen, but it's a tealy, it's a tealy green. And so I knit for 12 rows and then I started the patterning. And Natalie likes longer socks, so I am making, instead of doing my usual 32 and then dividing for the heel flap, I am going to do 70. So I'm doing them in tandem, so it feels like it goes faster that way, and then when I finish the one sock I don't have to go back and do the whole other sock, and it's just a relief. So I got a lot of stuff going on. Well, not going on. Well, Cal's going to start kindergarten at the end of the month, so we are getting ready for that. And my nephew Camden, he just turned 4 at the end of last month, so we had his birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese, and Aunt Rena bought him a hat. No, bought him a hat. I bought him a book about a hat by Johanna Johnson. It's called Henry's Hat. The Knitboard girls have reviewed it. I was like, oh, you know what? I know the perfect gift, because my sister-in-law likes to sit down and read with my nephews at the end of the night before they go to bed. So I bought him the book, and she loved it. She said the story's a little bit long, but You know, it's usually a one book night when he picks out that book. And then, so at the end of the book, they have a hat, like an aviator. It's a beanie, but it looks like an aviator's hat, the way that it's like styled and stuff. Anyway, Camden wants one. And I bought the same book for my son and sent it to him, and he wants one too. So I have a Nitpicks order that's going to go through on Friday when I get paid, and I have yarn coming for that hat. So I was like, oh, maybe that will be their Christmas hats. You know, I got it. I still have the knit cowl hat to go with his uniform for school, and then I was like, oh, then maybe that'll be their Christmas hats. So I'm thinking about it. I don't know when. So the next thing that I got was a sock blank. I always wanted a sock blank. So I found a good deal on Etsy, Instagram. This is by Marigold Jen. It's called I Heard It Through the Grapevine. Sorry. I'm very musical too when I pick stuff. So so I picked this out. I only got it for like about $25, and I didn't realize that Marigold Jen lived in very like 2 hours away from me. So I had it. It came when I was on vacation, and and so I had it when I came back, and I was just so excited over the colors by it, and I can't wait to knit with it. So the next one that I got was, sorry, I put these in a plastic bag because I was flying. So this is Anzula hand painted yarn in the aqua colorway. Love the sparkles. When I went to visit my mother, I was like, oh, let's go to Green Planet, because Green Planet is where I like Green Planet. They're nice, and the space is nice and open, and I enjoyed that store a lot. So we went to Green Planet, and I found this color. This is Anzula hand painted yarn in the aqua colorway. I think I'm going to make me some sparkly socks. I don't have any sparkly sock yarn, so I'm going to make me some sparkly socks. But first, I got to go through my Christmas presents. I got to knit my Christmas presents. And then the second one that I bought, this is Cascade Heritage yarn in the, it's like magenta and pink and purple. It's so pretty. It was this pretty in the skein. I was going to cast on some Tootsie Roll socks by the author who I'm making the Natalie socks out of, but I need to do Natalie socks before I knit my socks. So and then I got some Red Heart soft yarn. I got 2 skeins of that. I'm gonna make my sister another hat and a cowl set for her for Christmas, because she asked me to make her a hat and a cowl a while ago, and I did, and then I'm like, I want to make you another set, so think of a color. And then she just told me any color I pick is fine, so I picked purple, and it's in the Red Heart Soft grape colorway. So the next thing that I got was from my Fiberista Club. This is so soft. This is my third skein of ball yarn. I have not knit with my ball yarn yet, but this is Ball Savannah, and it is 10% cashmere, 10 nylon, 80 superwash in the Frozen colorway. When I saw Frozen, I'm like, let it go. I thought of the movie. And then I thought of Jasmine from the Knitmore Girls because her daughter really likes Frozen. So, I have not knit with this yet. I got this a few days before I actually flew out. So, and I was working on other projects and I didn't want to cast on. And then the next one that I got was my Fiber Nymph Dye Works in the irreversible colorway. This is worsted in the 100% Super Merino 220 yards. And I think I'm going to make myself a pair of mittens to go with this. She came out with a worsted, I want to say at the beginning of last year, and I have socks out of this. My socks are turquoise and lime. So, having mittens out of this would be very fun, I think. I have never knit mittens before, so that will be quite a challenge for me. And then the next thing that I got, I saw this project bag online, and I'm like, I must have it. I must have it. I must have it. So, if you're a child of the 80s and 90s, and you'll love this. So this is my Mario Brothers project bag. I think that I'm going to put Camden's hat in it while I'm knitting it, or my son's hat. But, you know, there's Mario and Yoshi and the plants and the Goombas, and oh, this just makes me smile when I see it. Oh, so anyway, other news and notes that are coming up. I am going to knit Henry's hat for Kellen, my son, and Camden, my nephew. I ordered 2 extra skeins. They said 1 skein is enough, but I ordered 2. I'm ordering 4 skeins in case my 9-year-old nephew wants one. I doubt if he'll want one. He's a little older, but just in case, so I don't have to go through it again. And I was going to knit on the way home the other night on the red eye, and I wasn't able to because it was dark and I needed to see my stitches. So, you know, when you fly Delta, they have the screen on the back of the seats where you can watch movies and play games and stuff. I got sucked into Big Joel 2. The person next to me on the plane was playing it, and I was watching her. So I ended up playing it, and I got to like level 20, and when they make announcements and stuff on the plane, it's like, oh, they pause it, and it's just like, and I was at that point where it's like, I was so addicted, it's like, come on, hurry up with your announcement so I can go back to my game. That's a bad thing when that happens, because it's like getting sucked into my knitting again. So anyway, it's about a half hour, 25 minutes now. I hope that you have a good couple weeks and that I will talk to you again soon. Bye bye.